All right, Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Deschutes Fresh Squeezed IPA. I think this is one of their main offerings. I don't know if there might be a Black Butte Porter that I've done from. I haven't done a video for that I've had, but this is the only Deschutes that I think I've ever had. So I bought this on sale. It's on clearance at break time, the gas station chain around here ran by MFA. Before I open the bottle, there's the cap. It's got like the Deschutes River. I think it's up by in Oregon. So we'll go ahead and pour this and start talking about it. And I think there's a reason why this beer was on clearance for 50% off. So it's $5. It's originally $10. Nice aggressive pour. I hope you guys talk to me about it. I know you guys love it when I pour like that. So yeah, so Deschutes Fresh Squeezed IPA. I had to take notes because my tablet's done for, I think. It's founded, the company Deschutes Brewery is founded by Gary Fish in Bend, Oregon, 1988. It was originally started off as one of those brew pubs. So it's like a restaurant where they started brewing their own beers, and then they started franchising out or contracting out to have their beer distributed or made and distributed. A lot of places are like that. A lot of different, especially in the mid to late 80s. A lot of places start off as a restaurant. They'd make their own, be like a microbrew, and then they would get bigger and bigger operations. So I don't know if they're owned by anybody now. I'm assuming someone probably has a large ownership of them. Most of these individual type breweries get gobbled up like that. 6.4% ABV, so that's pretty good. It's for an IPA, that's just right. And 60 IBU, yet again, just right. It's definitely on the hoppier side. I've seen IPAs as low as 30 before, which to me that's more like pale ale territory. The head's got a nice retention. It's got a nice build up here. Pour a little bit in here. Tasting notes is tropical, citrus, and crisp. So it's going to be a real. The malts, and the website actually had this. So it's good on them. The malts are 2-row, which that's your standard craft beer malt. 2-row barley, Munich, and Crystal. And then the hops are Citra and Mosaic. So 2 different hops. And it says it's available year-round, probably in these bottles, 12-ounce cans. We see it on draft where I live here, which I've had it on draft at Fitters before. It's really good. So this is not my first time trying this. But the reason why I got on sale is the packaged on date is 4/16 of 24. So it's almost a year old since it's been packaged. But with that kind of strength and hoppiness, I bet we're going to find out that this probably has not degraded much. So what do we get? Hazy, deep, kind of yellowish gold. Definitely a cloud in there, so it's not super filtered. Still got obviously a good head retention, so it didn't degrade in quality. I bet it was kept in the cooler the whole time until they put it on the shelf. The bottle was dusty, I will say that. So maybe it did sit somewhere for a while, but it didn't seem like it was sitting in direct sunlight, that's for sure. So yeah, kind of a bone-colored, foamy head. You can see that. Give it a smell. I almost gave myself a Belgian dip. Yeah, the nose is a little stopped up. Yeah, you can definitely still smell the hops though in the head. The head's where a lot of flavor. This is just a regular old pint glass. I got this from Menards actually. It's like $1. It's got a crack in it though. I don't know if I bought it. I don't think I bought it that way, but it may have happened during dishwashing. Very thick, very much like a restaurant or a pub style pint glass. Thick, heavy bottom. Yeah, you smell the hoppiness. Kind of a pineapple-y, citrus kind of smell. So let's give it a taste. Ooh, yeah. Definitely some bitterness there. If it was more bitter when it was packaged and bottled, I wouldn't be surprised. But even after a year, it still maintains a good amount. It didn't degrade a whole lot. The flavor's there. It's still got some maltiness. You know, 3 different types of malts, 2 hops. For them to distribute it all the way over here to Missouri from Oregon means it's probably pretty popular. Like I said, the other Deschutes that I've had is the Black Butte Porter. That's been quite a while back. I don't see it quite as often as I used to. But as far as anything else, I didn't really venture around on the website to see what other beers they had. I'm sure they have a good variety like any other craft company. It's really good. I mean, honestly, as a standard IPA, this will definitely go toe-to-toe with like Goose Island, Lagunitas, things like that. Even Stone Brewing Company has great IPA. So, yeah, I think it can hold its own with a lot of those. With those kind of stats, I think it's right where it needs. It's got a good amount of body, but it's not overly heavy. And definitely not fruit flavored like some of those Beer Hug and Voodoo Ranger ones that are all different flavored. Ugh, it's too much for me. So there is a malty sweetness to it, but a fair amount of bitterness. It definitely leans more to the bitter side, just as an IPA should, but it's not thin and it's not overly sweet. So yeah, pretty good, really good actually. I like that. And I'm glad I got it for $5. Definitely a good working class price for sure. Makes it worth getting stuff like this once in a while. I didn't, if it was like a light beer or some sort of a light lager, I probably wouldn't have got it because those things don't hold up as well over time. Ales, IPAs, especially on the stronger side, they can sit for a little longer. Now you may not be able to like cellar this for 5 years. If you did that, I guess if it was stored correctly, it would still probably have some like carbonation, but it would probably end up tasting a little flat, but like thin, the flavor profile, everything would just mellow out so much. It'd probably just taste like an ale, which, as I've talked to in so many different videos about IPAs, that was the whole purpose of making an IPA was for long-term travel, so it maintains its freshness. Hops have a anti-spoiling characteristic to them, so they just hop the crap out of these barrels of beer, so they'd still be fresh. They wouldn't spoil, going around, to India, they'd go all the way around the south of Africa and stuff like that, and so. When we drink IPAs, that's what they taste like when they're fresh. But what they're intended to is however long that journey takes, several months, or a couple months, few months, and without refrigeration, mind you, they'd sit in these barrels and they wouldn't spoil because sometimes the beer would go rancid after a fairly short period of time. I think a lot of towns back in previous centuries, they have their own breweries and make beer, but you would drink it locally. It didn't travel well, so every town had a brewery, and so probably everybody's beer tasted just a little bit different until they started standardizing stuff, and then along came pasteurization, which really is what made headway for a beer to be able to travel because it could be shelf stable for a lot longer. But anyway, enough of that school. I'm not trying to teach you anything, but for people that maybe not realize, most people that drink IPAs realize the process and what it's all about. I'm trying to see if there's anything else on this bottle. Freshest within 4 months. DeschutesBrewery.com, Bend, Oregon. So yeah, I definitely went past the 4-month mark, didn't it? So yeah, this would have been fine last summer. If it was April 16th, yeah, it had been during the summertime when it was intended to be consumed. It's good they made a decent quality product that could actually withstand that, but I bet if I'd had that within that window, it'd probably been a lot more fresh, brighter tasting. So that's part of what time does to it, is it takes away the brightness. It dulls the flavors down a little bit, but it's still fantastic. Still a great IPA. I get in the mood for IPAs once in a while. Sometimes you just like to have that flavor punch. Normally I'm just a regular old lager guy. I do like pale ales. Same for pale ales. Pale ales are not as hoppy, but sometimes you just like to have that kind of more of a backbone, the malty backbone to it, a little heavier mouthfeel. Same with porters and stouts. Sometimes when you ventured out and you learned what you like, you get a craving, a little hankering for something different sometimes, because if you're sitting there just drinking Keystone Light all the time, or in my case Miller High Life all the time, it's fine. It serves its purpose. It's thirst quenching. It's just kind of nice to relax to after a long day of work. But sometimes you just want something a little different. You crave excitement in your life, and something like this that kind of fills that. It's exciting. It's good. You should definitely try it. If you see it on draft, you should definitely try it on draft. You get $4 a pint or something like that. Maybe probably now $5. Ooh, rolled right out. Yeah, with today's pricing, everything's going up. So what used to be, $4 for craft beer for a glass just like this is probably now $5, maybe even $6 at some places, depending on where you go. So unless you got a distributor that's really set you up with a good deal on something, yeah. I dribbled down my goatee. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know about what you think about Deschutes. If you've had this particular beer, which I see it in a lot of places, so I feel like it's easier to find, but maybe not in different states. I don't know. Or if you've had any of their other products. Let me put this where I can see it. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Put in the comments, though, what you think of it. And I will see you guys later.